Hi everyone, welcome back. And in this video, I'll be giving you some information on what are the different roles you can expect when you are just graduating out of college. So this video is not for people who have already settled down in their careers. They have, identified which role they really want to pursue. It's for the freshers, the students just graduating, or maybe the third years and final year students who don't know what role to get into once they have completed their studies. Some already know, some might think that it's only one particular role that exists in IT industries, but this is a video to give you some information that about what are the different roles you can expect to get into. So starting off, I did my studies from the computer science and the IT background. So if you're a student who is similar to that, whatever, maybe any degree from the computer IT background, and you might be under the impression, because I was under that impression, that once you have completed your studies in any computer science and IT background, you need to be a good coder to get placed into a good company. That was the mindset that I had back then. And that's how colleges and universities also train students. They say that you need to be good in programming, only then you would get placed. Companies coming in, they would come with a general aptitude round. That's for filtering students, and then they have a technical round to analyze and to assess your technical and logical thinking. So this is how the general scenario is. And you might be thinking that you need to be a good programmer in order to get placed in a good company, and that's the only role that you might have. But no, that's not it. There are different roles out there in the IT industry that you can get into, and these roles are also equally important as much as a programmer is. So in this video, I just wanted to give you what are all the different roles. I'm not going to cover all the roles, but maybe the major roles that are out there. So you can take up this. You can just see if you have an interest towards a particular role, and you can maybe start uh, enhancing your skill sets in order to try and get into that role. So programming, we all know that there can be different types of programming out there. So if you really have an interest in programming, then try to see what type of a programmer you want to pick up. So out there in the industry, you have different types of languages. It can be for front end, it can be for back end. You can, if you're really interested in coding UIs, interfaces, then you might go into front end development. If you are really interested in the back end part of softwares and services, then you might go in for back end. You might be a back end programmer. If you want to have best of both the worlds, then you can become a full stack developer. You need to know front end as well as back end language. So this is about programming. So let's say that no, I don't want programming. Anything except programming should be fine for me. So let's say you are a person who likes to interact with people. You're a good problem solver. You like solutioning. You like being a bridge between teams. Okay, if that is your mindset, then there is a role out there which is business analysis. So in business analysis, a business analyst generally is a person who plays the role, who acts as a mediator between the clients and the business and the development team. So you have clients coming into companies saying that, hey, I need this particular software to solve a particular problem which is going on in my business. So when the clients come in, clients talk with business terms. They don't know anything much about technical aspects, and they cannot communicate directly with the development team. So you need to be a bridge between the client as well as the development team, and you need to carry the requirements from the clients. You need to analyze what are all the clients' needs, how am I going to solution it, and you need to carry all these requirements to the development team. And the development team is going to build the entire software of the product, and you would be there in the middle, communicating, transferring any impacts. If there are going to be any conflicts, if the development team says no, this cannot be done because there are A, B, C, X, Y, Z complexities, You need to be that bridge in communicating and intimating each team, whether it's communicating from the stakeholders to the business, the technical team aspect, or communicating any information from the development to the stakeholder team. So if this is something that you feel, yes, I'm interested in this, then you can look out for business analyst roles. That's a super role. You can I'll take videos out after that, maybe, of explaining what are different roles and responsibilities of a business analyst. But just keep in mind, this is another role that exists. Another role that you can look out for, let's say you're very creative, you like, being very artistic, you like designing. If this is something for you, then you can go on as a UI and UX designer. If you're very interested in helping users navigate through software, giving them the best experience. Imagine using some legacy app, some desktop application, and it's really so hard to use. Users don't know where to go and find what and complete a particular task. But if you feel you can solution, if you can give users the best experience so that they're able to seamlessly perform all their functions in the software, then you can be a user experience designer. You can be someone who can recommend, who can build up products, who can design products, the look and feel, how a product is supposed to be, branding, themes, etc. This is another role that is for you. You needn't be too much of a technical person, you needn't be that. All you have to do is just bring out the designer that is in you. And yes, designers and business analysts, all of them are equally paid as much as programmers, although there might be some variations, but they are no least roles out there. They are equally important for any product development. The next role that I can tell you is you have quality analysts. Out there, sometimes they might say, oh, this person is a tester. I used to think, okay, testing, that's okay, just testing. But ultimately, when I came to know what are the responsibilities of testers, then I knew how important that role is and how vital that role is for a project. Imagine a business analyst giving all the beautiful picture to the stakeholder, saying that yes, our product would be fine and we are going to deliver A, B, and C features in the product and it's going to work fine. It's going to work fine for so many people, and no matter what load is going to come up in the system, we can manage it. And the development team also keeps coding that, building the product. Now, after that is complete, there needs to be a quality analyst who needs to analyze the quality of the software being built. There are different parameters that quality analysts check for before a product is gone into production and is gone into the hands of the clients, because a business cannot afford to launch or to go into production with bugs. The quality analyst, it's a key responsibility of the tester and quality analyst to ensure that the product is defect free, to ensure that the product is secure. All these are different parameters that quality analysts need to check. And for that, yes, you need to have a little bit of a technical understanding. So if you feel you're that person who wants to identify, who wants to bring about perfection in the product, you feel that you're able to detect and identify any issues in a software, then quality analysis is the role for you. Apart from this, some trending roles are data analysts. So if you feel you're very curious about data, you like playing with data, with Excels, with huge amount of data, you like drilling and extracting some meaningful stories from data. If you feel like you like to understand what story data is telling, you like to predict, then you can go into the analytics domain, where you can become a data analyst. You can analyze data, and usually it's the data that you'll be analyzing for a business. So businesses would want people to come and understand how data is, what data is actually communicating. So based on past data, what type of a path the business is heading to, what would be the predicted sales, what could be the trend of sales over years. So all this is something that businesses would want to identify. So if that is something for you, you like predicting, you like creating algorithms, then data scientists, then you can go into the data analytics lane. So even there is business analysts, apart from core IT business analysts, there are also business analysts who analyze businesses, recommend strategies for business. So this is another role that you have out there. And apart from that, if you feel like you like, advertising, you like marketing, you like selling products out, you're good at convincing, negotiating, then you have a lot of sales and marketing analyst roles out there that you can look out for. All I'm coming to say is there are a lot of roles out there. You needn't panic. You needn't be anxious because you're not good in programming. You're not good in a particular aspect. People might say, "Oh, I'm a good programmer and I got placed in big product companies." But big product companies also need business analysts. They also have UI and UX designers and programmers. They need to have testers. They have a data team. They have a sales and marketing team. So, whatever role you want to pursue based on what skills you feel you have and what interest you have, go for it. Go out, search for what are all the different roles. Don't only be focused on programming. There are loads of roles out there, and look out for the roles. Look out for what the role demands you to have, what type of key skill sets you need to have. If you feel that you have an interest towards that role, you have the right skill sets, go in for it. Because if you have certain skill sets and if you're in a different role, believe me, over the time you would lose interest in that particular role. No matter how much of effort you put, no matter how much of time you put in, still you're going to have a hatred and dislike to the job you're doing. So always make sure that you love what you are doing, love the job you are doing. Only then you would have the mindset to keep pursuing, to enhancing your skill sets and to grow. It's okay if you start off with a particular role. There are many people who later on in their career also switched roles. It just takes time for people to understand what is the best role that suits them and what are their interests. So, this is something I thought to give to all the new freshers out there, graduates, students from the third and fourth years who are looking out for which career might suit them, which role. So I hope this was little informative to you. Do your own research, find out what are the roles out there, and I wish you all the best for your careers. So also keep subscribing. Whatever information I'm able to get, I would share with you. And take care and thank you. Bye.